Okay, so let's take a look at being able to weld both sides of these dumpsters together. Now, in the past, what you would do is you'd select both, hold shift, right click, and combine. But a few versions of Maya ago, they created this nifty tool, and it allows you to mirror the geometry. Now, there's something I want to point out here. When you use this mirror geometry tool, and your model is set pretty low, so let's say 0.1, or its scale is pretty small, if you go to Mesh, Mirror Geometry, you'll notice that because of the size, it's so small, it overly welds all of those verts together. So what we want to do here is we want to scale up our model. So I'm going to go as high as 50 here. Hit F to focus. And I'm just going to go to Mesh, Mirror Geometry. And what you'll notice is it didn't overweld those verts. Now, for now, what I will also want to do is I want to make sure that when I bring my model into ZBrush, it's set to a pretty large scale. Okay, now there's a couple ways of bringing a model into ZBrush. I'm going to use the Go Z button here. But what you can do is you can go to File, Export Selection, and make sure that you save it off as an OBJ. Okay, so if you click through this drop down here and you don't see it as the last option, go to Window, Settings and Preferences, Plugin Manager, and then look for OBJ Export here in the list and check on Loaded and Auto Loaded. And what this will allow you to do is, it'll bring up that option in the menu. Then go ahead and re-export this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this button, then pause the video. Okay, once you open up ZBrush, you're going to notice a couple things. One, there's this big panel that appears, and this is called Lightbox. This is our where you can load files or quickly load past files. I'm going to hide that for now. The shortcut key to hide it is just to hit comma. The other way to do it is by just clicking Lightbox here. So how do we actually load a model in here? Well, if you didn't use Go Z, you'd actually hit import. And when you click import, it'll actually bring up the file manager, and you can navigate to wherever your OBJ is. For me, if you use the Go Z button and you hit it, it loads it right into here for tool. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to drag it out. Now, one of the things the features is I'm actually left clicking and dragging this out. You'll notice is you can drag out multiple sort of dumpsters here. Okay. Now this can kind of be a problem because if you're like, well, how do I actually edit this? Well, what you actually have to do is, for now, let's clear this out by hitting Control and N. You just want to left click once and drag out your dumpster. Now if it drags out too big, don't worry about that. Just release and then hit the edit button. And this will allow us to rotate around our dumpster or zoom. Now to focus on our dumpster, just hit the F key. F as in Frank. It'll focus. And if you want to rotate around the dumpster, left click and move this around. Now you might say, well, this is kind of wonky. I can't really get a fix on like getting this straight to model. Well, if you hold shift, the shift key down, and you left click, you can actually snap it. Okay, so let's review. If I want to rotate my dumpster, I'd left click in the gray area and rotate. Now, again, if you're getting weird angles when you're rotating, you can straighten it out by holding the shift key down, and it'll snap. So say you want to sculpt on the side of your dumpster, you can hold shift here and it'll snap that way. Now, say your dumpster is off to the side over here and you're like, well, how do I bring it back into view? And you don't want to just keep hitting F to focus because there's going to be times when you want to zoom in. The way to pan is by holding Alt down. You can left click in this area here and pan around your model. So again, clicking in this area will allow you to rotate, and I'm left clicking here and holding down the mouse. Holding the Alt key, Alt, first and then left clicking will let you pan. Now if you want to zoom in on a specific area for detailing, release Alt and just zoom in with your mouse like this. So one more time, Shift, left click will snap. You can snap to the top, you can snap to the bottom. Holding Alt and left clicking will let you pan. Clicking in the gray area will rotate. To zoom, holding Alt, left clicking being in pan mode, and then release the Alt key will let you zoom in and out. Alright, I'm going to review all of these aspects over and over again, as you already know if you watch my other tutorials. So I'll be sculpting and I'll be talking about zooming and panning. So the next video, let's talk a little bit about how to bring up brushes and how to actually edit our model.